don't know. That should do it. All right, folks, we're back. Yep. All right, there it went. Looks like the YouTube finally picked it up. A little bit of a delay there to get YouTube to start. I don't know why. Looks like YouTube finally picked it up. A little bit of a delay. There we got sound. We're good. So I'm in Jacksonville, well, St. Augustine. We got some showers and storms here off the coast. Nothing major. It's really pretty. So I figured we could take a look at them as I drive south on 95. The sunset's pretty. Maybe we'll see some lightning. I'm not super optimistic on that, but we're here. All right, so yeah, I'm heading south on 95, for those of you that don't know. We've got those showers and storms coming off the beach. Thought it might be kind of cool, or off of the coast or water. Might be kind of cool to take a look at. My damn roof camera ain't connecting. I think it's turned off, so at some point I might stop and turn it on. But these are not robust storms. These are just cool little tiny storms, I guess. Something to look at. So yeah, I'm heading toward Melbourne, Palm Bay, kind of that area. But these storms looked kind of cute, and the sunset's kind of nice. So why not? Might as well. No special marine warnings or anything, and frankly, these storms are kind of cruddy. They looked a little better a couple minutes ago, but still nice to see. I don't even know if I've ever streamed this. Well, yeah, I have. So I say I don't know if I've ever streamed this part of 95 before, but I have. Not much, though. Thanks, Ava. Geez, that guy's in a hurry. But yeah, we're going south, so some of those storms off to our north might be kind of interesting. So when I came over the overpasses there in Jacksonville, it almost looked like those ones were better looking than these. These ones are kind of muddy looking, but it helped if I had the roof camera turned on, but I don't think it's on. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not on. Whoops. Don't have the roof camera, but I do have this camera's mounted on this articulating arm, so we... Oh! No, that's not right, what I wanted. Guess we can kind of do that. That's a little better. Not as good, but... Yeah, it's been quite some time since I've driven this road. Oh, I think that might have been our first lightning. Maybe our last, I don't know. Yeah, 317 miles to Miami. Like, you look at Florida and you wouldn't think it would be that long of a drive down there, but it is. Yeah, I never did stop on I-10. I've just been driving this whole time. I think once we get like a few miles south, there's a larger storm that's by Palm Coast. We'll be down there in just a minute or two. I mean, we're moving pretty good here on the interstate, so, and the interstate's in good shape, smooth, so you can go pretty quick out here without rattling yourself apart. So you get a couple miles south, I think we'll see some structure from that larger storm. Radar Omega is not showing any lightning, but I've seen a few flashes of lightning, not anything spectacular, but maybe we'll get a pretty little storm here. I gotta take it off the wide angle lens because it's really, lighting just really doesn't have a big sensor. The light's not as good. Again, there's really nothing to write home about these. I'm not expecting them to be severe or anything like that. Just something nice to look at. Yeah, I've got like 2 more hours, so it's not too bad. I think it was an 8-hour drive down here, or just under 8 hours, which, honestly, this 8 hours went very fast. I'm very surprised, because, like, 8 hours is about the time it takes me to get from my house to, like, Omaha, and that feels like it takes forever. Well, here, it definitely doesn't feel like that. It's like I said the other day, I think it's that effect of driving somewhere that you're not used to, where you're not like sick and tired of driving over the same highway. So it's more enjoyable and doesn't seem to take as long. I think that's what's kind of going on here. Because I think Omaha is like 8 hours and 15 minutes, I think. It might be a little less than that. Actually, I think it's even less than that, because if I remember right, North Platte is 11 hours. No. North Platte's 10 and a half. Is it? I think. Yeah, so I think Omaha is like 7 and a half, I think. So this is, this drive was like me driving to Omaha, and it feels like I just started driving. So I think I left at like 1 o'clock, because I'm in Eastern time. I think I left around like 1 o'clock Eastern, something like that. Maybe like 10 minutes from this next little shower coming off the water. God, some of these guys are in a hurry. Jesus. Wish we had just like 20 more minutes of daylight here, because this might be really pretty if the sun was at a little higher angle. Yeah, Imelda is still a tropical storm. I don't think anything's changed with it since we were live last. I think we're still shy of a new advisory here, so. Yeah, this hasn't been a bad drive. Hopefully it's not as bad of a drive getting out of here, because it's looking less and less likely that we go to South Carolina or Georgia. You know, it's always, when I came down here, like I said, it's been a potential thing that could happen, you know, where we bail out of here and, you know, tomorrow afternoon and run north, try to get to South Carolina, but it's looking more and more unlikely. That anything even happens up there, because the National Hurricane Center track has this thing turning. I mean, this thing stays way away from land. I mean, I can't believe it. The first advisory that we had, 2 days ago, 2.5 days ago, whatever it was, had this thing hitting Charleston, and now it's got it turning, what is that, 400 miles? Yeah, 310 miles. Now it has it turning away 310 miles from there, so it's crazy. Yeah, hey, I don't think they want you to park over there on the right. Look at all the signs. Holy crap. Oh my God, that's almost hilarious. My God, look at, there's still signs. Jesus Christ. Not sure what you're saying. Oh, I'm okay. You have fun today? Good. What? Oh, okay. Good night. Good night. Alright, I love you. Alright, bye. Oh, sorry, that she was done. Oh, wow. Alright, bye. Bye. Alright, well, here's the rain. I think this is the first rain that we've gotten on this entire hurricane chase that's not a hurricane chase. I don't even think it's rained since I left home. Well, wait a minute. No, I don't think it rained at all on the way down. Maybe it did, but I don't think so. No, it didn't. It definitely did not, now that I think about it. Raining pretty good out of this little storm. Looks like I need new wipers. This one, driver's side one, is really failing us here. It's really streaky. That's why the camera looks like crap. Yep, I'm gonna get some wipers tomorrow, I think. You know what, folks? This might even be the most action we get out of this whole tropical system. And that's saying something. I don't know. I think tomorrow, I think we can go down to the beach tomorrow and at least say we were there. You know? Tomorrow might, I guess some big waves and stuff are probably more interesting than this. it should, at least if, you know, I'm looking at this correct, it's probably going to start dumping rain here in a minute. There's a heavier shower that's about to move ashore here. No, there's really not much for lightning. There's some storms coming ashore up there in Jacksonville area still. Well, more like St. Augustine, but same thing. Thanks, Sue. Oh, that's all right. We appreciate it. You don't have to. Definitely appreciate it. Got one of these guys driving by me that leaves their high beam headlights on. I don't know why people do that. Like, it used to be that when you came up on another car, you would turn off your high beams, but apparently not this. Appears to be a Honda Accord. That explains it. Probably 2009. Yeah, it's been a pretty uneventful drive. I mean, I kind of got stuck in traffic a little bit in Atlanta. Not bad. It's definitely the easiest I've ever, by far the easiest that I've ever gotten through Atlanta. But other than that, it's been a very easy drive, which is nice. 'Cause I hate traffic. I can't tolerate it. Thanks, Sarah. Huh, great. So right when I started talking about this being an easy drive, everybody up here is hitting their brake lights. So maybe that's what I get for talking about what an easy drive it's been. now everybody's slowing down. So that might not be a good sign. So maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It might just be because it's dumping rain, I don't know. It is raining pretty good. Yeah, I gotta replace these windshield wipers tomorrow. They're shot. Holy crap, it's really raining. Oh my god. It's absolutely dumping out here. There's that Honda. Still has his high beams on. Look at that. Blinding the hell out of everybody. How nice. We'll be out of this one pretty soon, but there's another one maybe 10 miles south of here. No lightning though. That's all right. Got a new advisory for Imelda. I'm sure we'll get that to load here shortly. Alright, well, we get a break from the rain for a second. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But, yeah, I got one more little storm down here, but... I mean, I guess now we can say even if tomorrow ends up being trash, which it might be trash, I guess we've officially done something on this trip, so... Had to drive 20 hours to Florida to do it, but we did it. Yeah, we're like between Flagler Beach and Daytona Beach. Sometimes these little storms that come off the water can be really pretty, and sometimes not, kind of like now. Thought it was going to be way better than it looked. Definitely looked better before I went live. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock and it's dark out because we're farther east and it's almost October, so get used to it. You know, if it were summer, it wouldn't still be light out, but oh well. That time of the year, might as well get used to it now. Gee, I wonder why. There's a lot of miles here on the east coast of Florida going up and down 95. There's a lot of miles. You keep passing the signs and it's still like 300 miles to Miami. I haven't been to Miami for a while. I think the last time I was in Miami was, I don't know if it was after, yeah, it was after Ian. Or it was Ian, basically. And the only reason I had to go to Miami during Ian was down there in far southern Florida where we were after it went through. There was just nowhere to go for hotels. So I had to go all the way across the Everglades and go to Miami, which wasn't that big of a deal because, you know, I-75 there is really easy to get across because after a hurricane, like for the first like day or two after, there's like nobody on the roads. You know, at least after a major hurricane like Ian, because it really damaged a lot. People didn't want to be in the area, stuff like that. So
there's low visibility reported.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. So pretty much, and you know, I know some people get sensitive about this, but I mean, we're adults. It was basically get in the left lane and do about 100 miles an hour, and you're there in about 90 minutes. So, and I know some people are like super sensitive to that, but cars are built and capable of going fast. And when there was absolutely zero anybody on the road, and you need to get work done, you can pretty much get in the left lane and just go. It's a well-kept road. Just drive, like just get in the left lane and drive. And like, I don't think we passed, there was like 4 of us driving together, and I don't think we passed a single car in either direction at all. Just go, you know. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. Even the next morning going back west, there was nobody on the road. I think going back west we passed like 2 or 3 cars, but they were all going the other way.
There's low visibility reported ahead.
That's kind of a cool drive out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that Everglades region, you know, it's actually not a bad place to chase storms. And I know there's not a lot of roads, but there are roads. There are roads. Not a lot of them, but there are some. And it's kind of, I mean, it's wide open, but it's not. Like the trees and stuff out there aren't. Like it's all swampy. It's not like it's 100-foot tall pine trees. It's normal sized trees. I mean, you can usually get a break in the trees too. Like it's really not that bad. It's kind of cool, you know. So you're pretty isolated and secluded out there. God, this thing's got to stop telling me that. It's driving me nuts. I mean, that's kind of cool that there's an option to report it now, but I think it gets over-reported and then it just dings your phone constantly. I have a feeling it's only a matter of time before they take that option away. Yeah, do you guys remember seeing the world's smallest post office on stream? That was down in the Everglades, and we were trying to find alligators. I couldn't find none. I think it was, I think we were talking about this the other night. I think we decided it was 2 years ago, 2023, when that was. I think it was in December. It was basically a little low-level circulation that, it was a tropical depression. The NHC didn't classify it as such, but it was 100% a tropical in nature. It was a tropical depression. And it was almost as depressing as this one, but not quite. But it was a little low-level center. It had some tornadoes associated with it, barely, and some severe thunderstorm warnings and some flooding, and it was basically like a really pathetic little hurricane-looking thing.
There's low visibility.
But it wasn't a hurricane. It was just a low-level center, and it came through one day in December, and it started getting real piss-poor conditions out late morning, and stayed that way through the night. And then the next day, I drove all the way up to that night I drove all the way up to freaking St. Augustine, and the next day chased in, I think it was North Carolina, maybe it was South Carolina, I don't know. But it was pretty uneventful, but that was kind of a cool chase. But yeah, that was the day that we found the world's smallest post office. You can Google it. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was somewhere out there east of Naples. That was fun, though. Low visibility reported ahead again. Wow. No kidding. Yeah, I actually might just turn the GPS off, because I know what exit I'm taking, and the hotel is by the exit, so I really don't even need it. Probably have to stop for gas. There is a Buc-ee's up here. I really don't know if I want to go to the Buc-ee's, though. They're just too crowded. That looks like a small Buc-ee's. Usually those things are huge. That one looks really small. Moron driving without their lights on. Not a good idea. This guy forgot his blinker was on. That guy's in a hurry. Jesus Christ. Might find him in the ditch up ahead. Yeah, I just stay on 95 for another hour. I think this might be the last little storm. I'm glad I went this way, though, and not 75. 75 puts me to sleep. That's a boring drive. It was 10 minutes faster, but I said nope. Airport's right there. Traffic's been fine so far. This is the heaviest traffic I've had since Atlanta. So that's not bad. I think that was our last little storm, if you even want to call it that. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god. I think that might have been intentional. What the frick? Yeah, you don't want to play bumper cars, dude. I got a way bigger truck than you do and way more steel in my bumper. I don't think you're going to win that one there, dude. Dumbass. Guy was riding my ass in the left lane when we were passing that car, and then he went around him on the right, and I think it pissed him off because I moved back over into the middle lane, you know, because I was passing the car, and I think he was trying to, but he was passing on the right, so he was in the wrong, not me, but I think that was intentional. But yeah, that would not be a good idea because my truck's like twice the size of his, and it's got a hell of a lot more steel on the front of it, so he's not winning that one if he wants to play that game. Not that you should play that game anyway, but I had a car do that to me, and like I'm not saying that it makes it right, but I had a car do that to me where they like, I was doing like 75 in the 65, mind you, in the middle lane like this, and the guy was trying to like pass me on the right, and he was like hanging out in my blind spot, so I put my blinker on because I wanted to get over in the left lane. And I got my blinker on, I'm sitting there with my blinker on, and I've got plenty of room. So I like start moving over or whatever, and then the guy just floors it and passes me on the right, and he gets right up like side by side with my mirror, and he like looks over at me, and then he like jerks his wheel toward me to like scare the shit out of me or something. And this guy's driving a tiny little like Honda Civic, and it's like, buddy, I really don't think you want to play that game. Like, my bumper is like at head level with your car. Like, I'm not saying I'm intentionally going to hit the guy, but like if you want to try to hit me with your Honda Civic, that's a real stupid idea because you're going to lose that bad. You know, that you're not going to win that. You know, it's sitting there and screwing around with it to try to like scare or intimidate somebody. Like, that's not going to work. Like, your little Honda Civic is not really intimidating me because if he actually would have swung the steering wheel over and hit me, he would have hit me right in the front tire. And like I said, I'm pretty sure the top of my tire was above his freaking window line. Like, I don't think it would have done much to me, but it would have totaled him. Like, I don't know why people are like that anymore. Like, the like violent driving tactics are just ridiculous anymore. Like, oh, this guy's not driving the way I like it, so I'm gonna, you know, act like I'm gonna hit him or ride his ass. And it's like, there's 2 other lanes to use. Why don't you use one of them? Everybody's so damn violent on the road anymore. Like, Christ, just flip them off and get on with your life. Like, everything's a road rage incident anymore. I think part of the problem is, though, too, that people don't know the rules of the road anymore. You know, like, you're not supposed to pass on the right. I mean, if you have to pass on the right, pass on the right. You know, whatever. But, for example, like, if I'm passing a car on the left, you know, let's say if there's a car there's 3 lanes like this, and I'm in the middle lane like I am now, and I come up on a car ahead of me, and there's a car behind me. Well, I'll put my left blinker on, go in the left lane, and then get around the car, and then go back in the right lane. Well, the moron behind me might do the same thing, but he'll go around on the right, and now he's in my blind spot once we pass the car, and I've got my blinker on, I'm already moving over, and then this guy's laying on his horn because he tried to move over to the left when I'm already moving over to the right, that kind of thing. It's like, people act like, oh, you're the one in the wrong, but like you're supposed to pass on the left. And if you have to pass on the right, who cares? But you have to yield to the car that's doing it properly, and it's just, I see that a lot. I see people misusing those suicide lanes, you know, the shared, like the turn lane where you can go both directions. But I also see a lot too where this happens a lot, where you're in a roundabout and people that are circling, you know, the people that have the right of way, because traffic entering the roundabout yields to the traffic in the roundabout, right? Well, there'll be people, there's one back by where I live that's notorious for it, and it's going to cause a major accident one of these days. Like, they need to take the roundabout out, not because there's anything wrong with roundabouts, but because the people are so goddamn dumb in that town that they can't figure out the roundabout that's been there for the past 12 years. You know what I'm saying? But, well, since they built the Walmart, yeah, 10 years. But roundabouts really aren't hard, especially single lane roundabouts. 1 lane. That's not hard. But these people will be going around the roundabout, and like, you'll be about to enter, and you'll be sitting there stopped at the yield sign, and then these people just slam on their brakes, like as if they don't have the right of way when they do, and they'll just slam on their brakes because they see a car sitting there. And I've seen a car almost get rear-ended probably 5 times at that roundabout in the past year, because there'll be a car behind them not expecting them to stop because it's a roundabout. The point is to not stop, and they'll just lock their brakes up. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, somebody's going to get in a major accident there. And again, like I said, it's not the roundabouts aren't the problem. The problem is the damn people in that town refuse to learn how to use it. And it's a single lane roundabout. Like, you can't possibly make it any easier. Like, it's just awful. But like stuff like that, I think that's part of the problem. Where I think a lot of these like road rage things happen. Like that right there. If that truck on the left or on the right, the truck on the right, if he would have merged over to the left when that car was merging over to the right, it would have been the truck's fault. But I think that's part of the problem is a lot of people don't know like what you're supposed to do on the road and like who. I don't even want to say the rules of the road. More like I think people don't understand who has the right of way. Like a lot of these younger kids and stuff, I don't think they've been properly taught who has the right of way. And then when they think they have the right of way but they don't, they absolutely melt down. You know? I think that's a big part of the problem. Because even when I took like driving school and stuff, what, almost 15 years ago? 14, 15 years ago? Yeah, 15 years, I think. I don't know, whatever. Like, we were taught fairly well, but even then, it was like, God, they really didn't do much in that driving class, I tell you. My driver's test was a joke, too. I had to go around the block and then back into a parking spot. That was about it. Yeah, the roundabout in Oregon, people can't figure that one out either. I'm talking about the one in Stoughton that people can't get their heads out of their butts to figure out. Well, I guess both of them, all of them in Stoughton, but... I think Wisconsin is actually like one of the top like 2 or 3 states for the most roundabouts, if I read that right somewhere. I mean, I love roundabouts. I know a lot of American Yanks freaking hate roundabouts. Oh, we don't want none of that British shit. Yeah, well, neither do I. You know, we got rid of that crap with the Tea Party and muzzle-loaded guns, but after that, it's been all right. But like, I mean, I will gladly accept the British roundabouts. Seriously, I mean, I would rather go around in a circle than have to come to a stop and sit at a red light when nobody's coming. But the problem is, for some reason, people have a hard time grasping the roundabout concept in this country. And I honestly don't know why. So yeah, that's the update. Some brand new golf carts there. What I need? I need some fuel. Son of a gun, there's a Stuckey's down here.
Continue on I-95 south for 14 miles.
Oh man, we better go to the Stuckey. Alright, I'll keep us live until we hit the Stuckey's. I hope we make it. I'm freaking out of gas. The gas light came on like 45 minutes ago and I totally forgot about it. But it says I got 40 miles left, so we're alright. Yeah, we'll go to the Stuckey's, one of the few in service. I tell you what, though, ever since we found the abandoned Stuckey's in Colorado, I've seen them all over the place. Most of them are adult stores, if you know what I mean now. I did see one that looks like it got turned into a freaking Dairy Queen, but... There's a really big Stuckey's down there. Is it I don't remember. I don't know. It's on I-10. It's either in Texas or Louisiana, but it's on I-10 and it's somewhere around the Texas-Louisiana border. I just don't remember what side it's on. There's a pretty big one. It's kind of nice too. Yeah, we got 10 minutes to the Stuckies. Thanks, James. Yeah, this drive went pretty quick today. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I don't do the whole Buc-ee's thing. They, it's like a cult. But no, everybody, you know, so many people are just like, oh, the bathrooms are so great, they're so clean. Well, you know what? I stopped at a Buc-ee's and it was the first and only time I'll ever go in the bathroom at one of those places. Walked in there, I'm like, okay, where's the fancy bathroom? I walk in there and there's like 6 toilets and a freaking dirty sink. I'm like, wow, that's just fantastic. That's so cool. I turned out and I walked the other way. Wow, it was so worth it. Yeah, they're putting a Buc-ee's, I guess, by Madison, Wisconsin now, so. I don't know if I know a bunch of people were pissed off about it and they tried to stop it. I don't know if it's still going in or not. Thanks, Claire. I am sick of driving, though. I tell you what, there's been a lot of driving the past week. You know, because we had those kind of bogus, we had that bogus severe weather event in eastern Nebraska. You remember that turd? And then we had the other turd in north. That's what it was. In northwest Arkansas / Tulsa. The following day, and then I just drove home so we could get all this stuff put together, so I could hurry up all the way down here for nothing to happen. Alright, we are like 4 minutes away. Thanks, Isaac.
In 2 miles, take exit 231 toward County Road 5A, Scottsmore.
Scottsmore. Not a whole lot of places to stop in this stretch. That's why when I realized we were running out of gas, I'm like, oh shoot, but we're alright. Almost there.
Take exit 231. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Deering Parkway. Parkway, then turn left onto Stuckey Way Road.
Yeah, definitely not as gonna be as cool as the abandoned Stuckeys in Sedgwick, Colorado, but my God, you really realize how much I get around here when we say it like that, you know? Like, oh yeah, Sedgwick, Colorado, which is probably, what, like 22 hours away from here? I have no idea how far away it is. I wouldn't be surprised. It's interstate to get out there, so it might only be like 20 hours, but still.
Turn left onto Stuckey Way Road.
Oh, this is a... What the frick? This is kind of a shitty Stuckey's. But I'm dead serious, guys. When you see this, you're going to see the resemblance to the fricking abandoned one. I mean, this is one of the old Stuckey's, so it's still the old building. It's like the same looking thing as the abandoned one. See? Same thing. Same thing. Literally the same as the abandoned one. Like, no modernization of these places whatsoever. And I think the lot, it's $3.49. You gotta be frickin'
Your destination
drunk.
is on the right.
Nope. Well, guess what? Watch me get like 4 gallons of gas to get down the road just enough, because I'm, excuse me, are you high? Not happening. No. Not happening. I'll get like I said, let's see, how many miles I gotta go? 50
Head
something.
northeast towards Stuckey Way Road, then
So,
turn right onto Stuckey Way Road.
What I'll do, I'll get like 4 gallons and then I'll fill the rest up somewhere else where it's not $3.49. It's $3.49 because $3.49 because we're in the middle of nowhere. That's why. I'm wrong. It's actually not. I'm wrong. It's actually not $3.49. It's okay. There's a creep walking over to me. Hold on. Took that out because the seatbelt was digging, but it's going back in because this guy's creeping me out. All right, we're gonna leave. All right, come on. Okay, I got like... There's a guy walking over here from behind, and he looks like an absolute tool bag. All right, that's fine. We're gonna leave. Not tonight. Not today. I'm locking the door. We're leaving. That's enough gas. I was actually gonna take you guys in, but we're leaving. There's like a weird looking guy that's got a flashlight and he's like frickin' noodle tweaking and shit walking over here. I'm not doing it.
Turn right onto Stuckey Way Road, then turn right
Not
onto
getting
Deering
stabbed,
Parkway.
shot, or frickin' cooties.
Turn right onto Deering Parkway.
Okay, well, I got a third of a tank in that amount of time, so we're good. But yeah, I shut the pump off because it's $3.69, not $3.49, $3.69. That's the cash price. The credit price is
In 1,000
$3.69.
feet,
That's
turn
ridiculous.
left onto the I-95 South ramp.
So, yep, we're out of here. That guy can go creep on somebody else. So that's about as close as I wanted him to get. He was like doing that thing tweakers do where they're like frickin' dancing around and like stumbling on themselves and like walking
Turn
half
left
all
onto the
spiral and
I-95
stuff. And
South ramp, then merge onto I-95
unfortunately, I
South.
accidentally made eye contact with him and he started like stumbling over here. It's like, nope, we're not doing that. Not doing it. Definitely some drugs on board there. Gas pump couldn't possibly go fast enough.
Continue on I-95 South for 54 miles.
Alright guys, well that's going to be about it. I have a feeling we'll be able to maybe see some cool waves on the beach or something tomorrow. But it's been a day. All right, folks. Well, thanks for being here, and I'll probably be seeing you guys back here tomorrow, it looks like. Have a good night, everybody.